to Ryan Makes Sense. Today we are looking at Tesla, ticker symbol TSLA. We're going to see what institutions and hedge funds are doing ahead of the election and also ahead of 2025. We're also going to do some advanced charting on, you guessed it, Thinkorswim. We're going to look for some key areas of support and resistance. Maybe quite possibly some chart patterns. So we'll go ahead and dig into that. And we'll also calculate the projected stock price of Tesla as well to see if it is worth 248 bucks. Is it worth less? Is it worth more? We're going to do that together starting now. After you've, hit that little subscribe button, maybe that thumbs up button as well, maybe. So, just looking here, I like to look at the bigger picture, but this is just a crazy chart on the daily. Kind of looks like we got a cup and handle. You got your left side of the cup here, right side of the cup, the handle, and now we're kind of in this weird pattern. Looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 following soldiers. I'm gonna guess next week. I'm recording this November 3rd. This is gonna be coming out, I think, November 22nd. I think November 22nd, we're gonna be looking at potentially higher based on the daily, but let's look at the big picture first. So we're on a breakout. It broke out of this triangle. Next potential support we're looking at is maybe 200 bucks. I say we get to 200 if what's her face? Kamala wins presidency. I think if Trump wins, this is very bullish for Elon, as I know Trump wants to include Elon in the cabinet, potentially make some changes in rules. And if this happens, I think Elon has a pretty open runway to continue advancing his products, SpaceX, Neuralink, Tesla, the Boring Company, etc., without much or as much oversight as he may have had before. Looking at our favorite indicators, we have our strength. It is kind of neutral. Actually, you can see it's at 54 right now. The momentum is actually on the upside. However, it's kind of at that critical point where if Kamala wins, we could see this easily quickly collapse and head to the downside. Again, we'll watch 200. Money flow kind of looks like it is also potentially going down. Our relative momentum indicator, it is heading up at the moment. So overall, I think we're looking optimistically bullish, except we're going to have a huge event in a couple days, the presidential election, which could really affect the stock price. So just looking at some items here. I mean, obviously this is just incredible, just up and to the right. EPS up and to the right. Shares outstanding. It looks like shares continue to be added slowly over time. The last data we can see is 2023, there was 3.1 billion shares outstanding. 2024 trailing 12 months, we're still at 3.19. So we have yet to see if there's been any more addition of shares. Looking at the data at a high level, quick ratio is fantastic. Sales, incredible. They're profitable. I'm sorry, right here, they're profitable. I could see Tesla dropping a dividend in the next 3 to 5 years. The stock is a little overpriced at the moment, and it gets even more expensive in the future, which suggests Tesla needs to improve on their EPS next year and margins, potentially margins, to bring this down. Typically, if a stock is overvalued with a PE over 15, we want to see the forward PE be a lot less. This is not the case where this is where the PE is even more expensive. So the company needs to continue to make improvements here for the stock to go up. So at this point, it is overvalued. However, Tesla is the just however asterisk in there. Tesla is the, I want to say, the leader in terms of EV makers. So You've got your Rivian, you've got Lucid, Polestar, GM and Ford. I think they're dabbling now. And Volkswagen. A lot of companies are now getting into the EV game. A lot of them are not having as much success when it comes to margins. So just putting that out there. Let's dive into our potential stock price calculation. And it is blown up. Let me just shrink the screen here. Okay. So the market cap of the Tesla is 796 billion, 460 million. Income, they are profitable 12 billion, 740 million. And sales, they do 97 billion, 150 million. All right. Now we're going to go down and look at the cash and the debt. We'll also just look at margins and profitability. Okay, Q1 this year, they brought in 21 billion. Q1 last year, they brought in 23 billion. So year over year decline in Q1. Q2 this year, they brought in 25.5 billion. Last year, they brought in 24.9 billion. They did spend a little bit more money to make that. However, gross profits overall did increase, so that is good. Q3 2024, 25.18 billion. Q3 2023, 23.35 billion. They did spend about $1 billion more, but they do have about 821 million extra gross profits. So they're getting back on track. Gross margins are hovering between 7.3 and 19.8. So they are becoming more efficient as of the last quarter. But you want to look at the trailing 12 months. So I mean, the last 4 months that are between 17 and 19. Q1 2023, they actually had 19% gross margins. So we want to see if they can break 20% gross margins Q4 or 20% gross margins Q1 2025. That would be incredible. Water break. Don't forget to drink your water. Just going down here and seeing if we got any buys and sales. I mean, just the standard selling. James Murdoch. No real red flags here. A lot of people getting options. Kimball Musk selling quite a bit. I mean, no real red flags there. Okay, looking at cash, let's go ahead and open this back up and let's slim it down a little bit. Cash is 34 billion. That's the most they've ever had as of, I mean, going back to mid 2022, end of 2022. So 34 billion, 131 million. Debt. Let's see. 9 billion. Come on. 9 billion. 695 million. Flat. I'll take it. Okay, and just really quickly, total assets 119 billion, total liabilities 49 billion. Wow, assets dwarf liabilities at least 2.5 to 1. So for every liability Tesla has, they have 2.5 assets, so that's good. I mean, this is just a stellar balance sheet. This is crazy. And then their quick ratio, again, we want to stay over 1. They've been consistently well over 1 for the last trailing 12 months. Looking at the pre-trailing 12 months, you could see they were just barely scraping. So this is really good. Okay, let's go back up top and continue our calculation. Whoops. Okay. Shares outstanding 3,190 million. So we get a potential stock price of Tesla at $291. The Tesla stock price right now is $248. So we got about a 48. No, 42, $43 potential stock price. That's about 18% from here. If Tesla goes up 18%, then we hit my price target. So not bad. I think that's actually really good. There is some upside here. Institutions own 46%. That is old data. New data shows that institutions actually own 50%. So that is actually a positive increase of exactly 4.6%, 4.60%. And we can see institutional and hedge fund ownership is at all-time highs as well. So that is good. Elon Musk has 715 million shares. Vanguard added 5%. BlackRock added 5%. Any big ads down here? Resolute Advisors added 1,900 shares. Who sold out? LGT sold out. Solitude 900. Looking for some big buys here. 50,000 shares by Deca Bank. 14,000 shares. 18,000. I mean, Tesla is expensive. It's $240 plus stock. 29,000 shares. I want to see like 100,000, 1 million shares. Looks all these white columns, just for FYI, are just companies buying and selling, or I'm sorry, adding or reducing. So like Franklin Templeton, they increased 12.5%, while Deutsche DWS decreased 1%. So that's that. I thought it was a big. Here we go. Norges Bank added 30.8 million shares. That is absolutely insane. That's a lot of freaking money. I think that's $6 billion, $6.1 billion. Is that right? Let's just see. 30,831,666 times $240. Yep. It would have been around $6.1 billion. Wow. It's a lot of money. So you can go through here and do this on your own. I was just wanting to check. Let's look at patterns now. Okay, so I said $200 was a level to watch. We also have this here at 236, then 189. And that's going to be another test of resistance here. Again, 198. That's about the $200 I was talking about. Let's go here. So we're in another triangle. Triangle within a triangle. Let's see if I have that mapped out. Okay, so we were in this triangle, we broke out, now we're in this triangle, potentially coming back down to 200s. That could be a huge play if we see Kamala ahead in the polls, maybe Monday or Tuesday. I don't know when they announce, maybe Wednesday. That would be a potential dip entry. However, if Kamala wins, they might try and restrict speech on social media, etc. So they may also add extra regulations to stop Musk from making progress in his EV and space and Neuralink businesses and boring business. So a lot at play on the 4th of November. So our upside here immediately, if it goes well, 290, 297, 299. And then we got a breakout next level of resistance is going to be, gosh, right here. So 312, then 371, then 414. So those are the areas to watch. So let me just reiterate them again. I think if Kamala wins, we see a flush down to 196, a test of 191, test down to 150, and then maybe heading back down to 95. Back within this triangle, let me just make it purple because I'll make it thick. Purple and thick, baby. Okay. So we get back into this triangle right here where we have our support. This line right here is a support all the way across horizontally. Then you have this channel where, again, the stock could fall back into this channel and maybe go doo, 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 doo. That's a Kamala victory, in my opinion. Trump victory, again, resistance 260, 296, 310, 370, 414. Those are the levels to watch if Trump wins. I do hold a position in Tesla, so I wanted to make this as unbiased as possible. Honestly, I'm still considered young, so even if the stock goes down, I will probably buy. I'll take some nibbles, but if Kamala wins, I'll wait for this to really get down, and it's probably not going to be a good 4 years for Elon. Elon. So if you made it this far, consider subscribing. Let me know what you think. If you think my charts are crazy, or if you think my price projection is crazy. Institutions again are adding at record levels, all-time highs in terms of institutional and hedge fund ownership, and we got that information right here, right here. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hope you're doing well. Whoever wins, I just want people to know you can't really rely on a presidential candidate to make or break your financial future. Generate income, whether it's W-2 or being a contractor or starting your own company. And yeah, stick to a plan and really hone in. So thank you so much for watching. Take care. I will see you in a couple days.